Major news for Bachelor in Paradise as the host has been revealed. Hey guys, and welcome back to another shared news. We've got some new updates for you on Bachelor in Paradise, but before we get into it, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you're always up to date with all things Bachelor Nation. As always, I'm your host, Zachary Reality, joined by Gianna Gravalese. Now, Gianna, as of today, Jesse Palmer has been announced as host for Paradise, with Wells returning to the bartending position, and I have to know all of your thoughts on this.
I mean, I was surprised, but also not surprised at the same time, right? It's so funny because looking back on all of our other videos, we used to speculate, like, will Tayshia come back and host Paradise? What about Caitlyn? Like, is she going to host Paradise? Like, is there opportunity for them to come back? Or is it going to be another Bachelor Nation alum? And I was thinking, like, there's just no way that they're going to keep changing. We've had so many different hosts in the last few years, and I feel like they're just trying to make it one consistent face. Granted, last Paradise, I did love just like the guest hosts. I thought it was like awesome to have Lil Jon on the beach, and I would have loved to see more of that. And I know that wasn't for everybody. I guess the biggest thing is I really wanted Wells to be the host. I really thought that they were going to just say, Jesse's Bachelor, Bachelorette, and Wells is going to be part bartender, part host all at the same time. And I mean, you never know. Maybe that'll happen next year, but I guess they were just trying to stick to the basics this year on the beach because everything's already so crazy as it is.
I mean, there's no more hope for Wells. No matter how many fans rally behind him year after year, he just can't seem to nail the hosting position on Bachelor in Paradise. Last year he got the title, the coveted title, as the Master of Rose Ceremonies, and he was also the bartender for most of the season. And as you mentioned, we did have guest hosts. But this year, Bachelor in Paradise tweeted that Paradise is heading back to the beach this fall with host Jesse Palmer and Wells Adams. So they're really looking to make Jesse the new face of The Bachelor. And a lot of fans are a little iffy about this because we didn't get to see much of his personality on Clayton's season. And we know that this season is not about the host, but there's no denying that Chris Harrison brought a lot of personality over the years. He had some funny scenes, and we just didn't get that with Jesse. Now we know he will be hosting The Bachelorette, which just wrapped filming last weekend. So we're going to see that in July before we even see Jesse on the beach. But what do you think Jesse needs to do to kind of spice things up and get fans to love him? Or do you think it's just a matter of time?
I think it is a matter of time. Like I said, we've had so many different hosts over the last few years. People are still mourning the loss of Chris Harrison. I see it on the comments all the time. Anytime any of the Bachelor Nation accounts post something on social media, half of the comments are like, bring back Chris Harrison. Like, I'm not going to continue watching until you bring him back, whatever. So I think it's taking a little bit for people to warm up to Jesse. I did think it helped that Jesse and Clayton kind of looked alike, and they could make that out of a meme to really get Jesse like circulating on social media in a funny manner. I definitely think he needs to be more involved. I think he needs to find a way to really just connect, especially with Gabby and Rachel. This is the first time we're going to see him really host like two women together. I mean, this is the first time we're having two women side by side, and then we're going to have the male host kind of lead them on and see how that goes. But yeah, I definitely want to see more personality out of him. For example, I guess the biggest thing I can think of when Tayshia and Caitlyn were hosting Katie's season, they were spying out the window, looking at the men that were coming in, making their little commentary. Granted, can Jesse do that really as a man looking at the other men? Not really, but he can put his own twist on it, how to add his personality. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to see how he does on the beach too, because he hasn't been on the beach before. So
yeah, I mean, listen, I'm open to giving Jesse a place in my heart, but it is going to take a minute. He didn't really do much for me on Clayton's season. I'm really looking forward to seeing Rachel and Gabby's Bachelorette. As I mentioned, they just wrapped filming. So we're going to get their season July 11th, which is less than 2 months away. And then the announcement is that Paradise is coming back in the fall and will be returning for Monday and Tuesday nights, which is a lot. It kind of was the same last year when we were talking about Paradise 2 nights a week, 4 hours of television, sometimes 5. So I'm not too surprised surprised about that, but I am looking forward to seeing what goes down in Paradise because they're going to start filming in just a couple of weeks. They're supposed to start in June. And I mean, I think the spoilers are going to go everywhere immediately because there's so many people going from, all these different seasons, Clayton's season, Michelle's season, Katie's season, Rachel and Gabby's season. Like, we're going to be able to tell who's active on social media for the time in Paradise and who is not. And I'm just excited to see who goes and all of the drama. Are you really looking forward to Paradise or are you more looking forward to The Bachelorette?
Honestly, this is the first time I'm excited to have these two back to back so close because, again, it's the first time we're
Mhm.
having two bachelorettes. I love Gabby and Rachel. I cannot wait to see how this season is structured because that's the biggest question that we still don't have answers to. And then Paradise is my favorite time of the year. It's the most wonderful time of the year. So the fact that it's going to be in the fall, I feel like it'll give us still like, oh, it's basically summer, even though it's fall type of feel because it's usually on in the summers. And throwback to, when we had season after season after season just over a year ago. Do you remember how exhausted we were just covering
Mhm.
everything back to back to back? Well, I guess we better buckle up because it's clearly happening once again.
Yeah, but we do have a couple more months to rejuvenate. And I've noticed a lot of Bachelor fans are ready for it to come back. A lot of people have enjoyed the break because usually we get the Bachelorette in end of May or June. So enjoy the break while it lasts because these next two seasons will be a lot of content to cover, but it's going to be a lot of fun and a lot of good TV. And it's going to be sad that Wells didn't get the promotion he deserved. He actually got the opposite because he was the master of rose ceremonies. But I mean, I want to talk about guest hosts before we head out of here. I mean, I personally would love to see David Spade back. I know I just shared that Jesse Palmer is going to be hosting, but maybe they'll bring him back for a date card or to host a group date or something in Paradise. Do you want to see, Little John back or Lance Bass, or is there anyone else from an old season you would like to see on the beach?
All right, this might be a stretch, but I just thought of this. So, Tasha recently went on a podcast and revealed that she found out that Kim Kardashian is a huge Bachelor fan and always keeps up with things. And she was actually like creeping on Tasha's Instagram, I guess. And we know, the Bachelorette, Bachelor, everything is on ABC. The Kardashians are now owned by
Mhm.
ABC. What if Kim Kardashian made her way on the beach? Like, I would love to see that. She hosted SNL. She had a great time and she killed it. She said she would be open to doing more things of that nature. Let's see her on the beach. Like,
Mhm.
is that a stretch or is that possible?
I think it's possible. Tyler Cameron was in her SNL skit. She did do a Bachelorette mocktail, and we know Kris Jenner has been a huge Bachelor fan for years, and Kendall and Kylie are secret watchers as well. So that's not too much of a stretch, but I think that it probably won't happen. But David Spade is someone I want to happen, and I do want to pour one out for Wells. I know a lot of us were rallying for him. Unfortunately, it's just not going to be his year. We want to hear from you guys. We want to know what your thoughts are on The Bachelor hosting changes and Jesse Palmer being here for the right reasons. Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell before you head out of here so you're always up to date on all things Bachelor Nation. As always, I'm your host, Zachary Reality, joined by Gianna Gravalese. Feel free to come say hi to us on our social medias on the screen right now. And we will see you guys in the next video. Bye.